Hello, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Okay, so guys, a couple things that I want to share. Just a couple things, okay? Couple things. So, first and foremost, if you would like to learn how to work your energy the way I do, learn about how to empower yourself, how to increase your energetic health, your energetic safety, all of those things, go check out my workshops that I have available. I have several that are still coming up. Go to k33academy.com/store. Another announcement is on the 23rd, March 23rd, I'm going to be having a fundraiser event for SelfWorth Synergistics. That is our nonprofit and our church. This is going to be a very, very special event because it's not just me doing expedites. Hello. I'm also going to be featuring my certified K33 facilitators. Yes, there are quite a few people who are powerfully certified in my energetic system, and I want to introduce them to our community, and they're volunteering their time to help raise funds for SelfWorth Synergistics. So that's the link if you want to check out the fundraiser that we're having. We're doing expedites. My facilitators will be doing that. I'll be doing Emmy evals. In addition to that, there was something else. Oh, yes. So the soulworksynergistics.com website is 20% off. We're in a mad dash to raise funds. I really, really am just I'm so riled. I'm so like gung ho about raising funds and really getting our sanctuary started. That's so important to me. I'm pushing, pushing, pushing for everything this year. And I'm trying to make a mad push in the beginning of this year. So, if you'd like to purchase any of our artesian breads, our divinity oils, we also have the Emperor and Empress body care sets at 20% off. All the proceeds from this expedites fundraiser on the 23rd, as well as your purchases from soulworksynergistics.com, goes directly to our church nonprofit. And yeah, you're doing a good thing by supporting that. Okay, so let's get started. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is things are intensifying and creating major opportunity. Now, I don't know exactly what this is. I don't. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Oof. I'm kind of just like, um, there is a lot of intense energy. I'm inclined to believe that 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 it is a good energy. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping it's a good energy. Um, if it's not so beneficial, we can put enough effort into making it beneficial. I absolutely believe that. 100% believe that not everything that is not beneficial has to remain non-beneficial. Oh my god. I feel like I'm cheating you guys. Okay. Michael says to pull out these two cards because I was being a total brat. I saw the card. I didn't want to pull it out. I looked at the bottom of the deck and I didn't want to pull it out. So, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. You guys already know. Let's just go ahead and set this up already. These are the two cards. I cut the deck before I shuffled for the first time. It was a masculine card. I cut the deck again. And then it was a feminine card. And then I was going to keep shuffling. And Michael said, "Are you serious?" And no, I'm not serious. I'm gonna behave. I'm going to behave. I'm behaving. I forgot that I'm behaving now, you know? So, I'm just saying. I say it. I forgot. I forgot for a moment. I remember now. And no, I haven't done that where I intentionally leave the cart. No, I don't do that. Anytime I consider that, Michael calls me out. All right. Get a couple from here. Oh, oh, yikes. Okay. Oh my God. I don't know if I should share this. It blew my mind. There was something I want to share with you guys. I'll share it in the Soul Sanctuary group. We're gonna go ahead and go chat over there today. Oh my God. Did I set it up? I did. Hold on. Hold on. I believe I set it up, but let me just, for my Soul Sanctuary folks, we're going to be doing an exclusive chat over there once this live stream is done. I just got to make sure that I actually set it up. Okay. What is going on? I want to make sure that I put it in the home page of your dashboard. I did. See? It's good. It's good. All right. All righty. Just about ready. Okay, you guys ready? This is going to be something super duper profound. Okay, here it goes. Okay. All right, so we started with these two, right? These two, maybe they're going to be BFFs now. Maybe. Who knows? All right. So here's the thing. This also carries with it the implication that your separated parts, your masculine and feminine aspects, are going to come together. This is about coming into a space of totality, right? The incubatory period is done. That means there's a lot of different potentialities that are going to be pushed forward. If you allow for this push to bring you to the spaces that you need that you need to be in, it will be massive. It's going to be massive for you. The type of growth that is being loaded into this manifestation template, it's chef's kisses. The thing is that you have to stop using the boundaries concept as a way to intellectualize and validate your excuses for not wanting to move forward, not wanting to enter into this space of just allowing for growth. Ew, there's a nasty energy again. Let's go ahead and clear that. K33CP, for any of my facilitators here in the live stream, please begin to charge your A-OK. I'm going to mark the target that needs to be cleared. As soon as your A-OK is fully charged, if the target remains in this space, I'm going to amplify all of your energies from K33CP, and we're going to blast the heck out of that target. It's time for people to learn. 3, 2, 1. Detonate the charge, K33CP. Direct hit. Awesome. Going to go ahead and cleanse this space with sacred fire. For those of you who are sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel a warmth. And for any of you who would like to receive an additional layer of shielding, go ahead and put hashtag shield in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and calibrate this activation to hashtag shield. Thank you, K33CP. Y'all are some fabulous folks. I'm just charging up. And for all you who are receiving the shield, anything that tries to touch your shield will have their third eye electrocuted to the degree that it will not function. Because, like I said, I'm done. I'm done with people trying to mess with my community. Now you're going to catch the mama bear. Breathe very deep, very slow. You might feel a lot of different pressure changes. Nothing painful, nothing uncomfortable, just pressure changes. You might feel a little bit of pressure in the ears. You might feel like a little bit of shifting, a lot of energy. Good. Codes are integrating very well. Awesome. So it's not going into your auric field, it's an overlay on top of your shield. Okay. So let's continue. Yes. So it's okay for you to experience energetic winter, emotional winter towards the things that are very disrespectful to your space, your energy. Like now is not the time for you to continue to gaslight yourself into this space of allowing that disrespect to continue, right? You just know you don't have to do that. That's not okay. That's not something you have to tolerate just to be a good person. You are a good person. That's what's being taken advantage of. Things are intensifying, right? They're intensifying. And the reason they're intensifying is because a reaction from you is what's necessary at this point. It's necessary. Now, the gravity of your reaction, the way it's going to play out in real life, um, I mean, that's really dependent on you. That's dependent on what you want to do and where you want to go with that. It's totally up to you. Um, whether or not you're going to continue to tolerate all sorts of different undesirable behaviors, that's up to you. But I'm telling you right now, it's not it doesn't make you a good person just because you're really good at allowing people to treat you poorly. That doesn't make you a good person. That makes you someone who is needing to work on that self-love journey. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you weak. It just means you need to begin recalibrating your sense of what you deserve. Okay? I don't believe in the concept of good or bad people. I just don't. You know, people are people, and there are those who will not be compatible with you, those who will be, and you just kind of got to go where you have that resonance. I mean, we don't have to continue to stay in environments where it's clear we're just being tolerated or not even tolerated. You know, I don't understand, like, when someone doesn't want you around, why would someone continue to try and force to be present? I don't understand that. Could you guys help me to understand that? Because that is something that I have always severely struggled to understand. For me personally, the moment I sense that I'm not really like I don't it doesn't even have to go to the point where you're making it obvious to me that I'm not welcome there. If I sense that I make you uncomfortable, like like, oh, why is she here? I'm out. I'm out. Like, it's not that serious, that's your space. It's all good. You don't want me there. That's okay. That's okay. I don't belong there then, you know? And so I don't understand when there's this like continued trying to force, like I don't get it. And I'm trying to understand the opposing end of that spectrum, right? Like, I don't understand. Genuinely, I don't understand. So maybe one of you can write something that will help me understand, because I'm just like, it's not that serious. There are so many other environments that we all can exist in. Why not go there? Why not go there? Where you can be cherished. Uh-huh. And maybe that's why they hate us, because we have the energy they love. Maybe that's why they hate us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had quite a few experiences where it's just this thing of like, if that facial expression doesn't tell you that right there. I've had a lot of those situations, you know. So Chi, I'm asking the question of, um, if you're made to feel kind of like unwanted or unwelcome in a space, why would someone continue to try and force being welcome there? Right? Like, I don't understand that. And maybe I'm not meant to understand it. Maybe it's my own trauma response that keeps me from understanding the other end of the spectrum. I don't know. I don't know, but I've tried really hard to try and make sense of what that's about, you know? Like, and I've never been able to make sense of it. So I'm just going to move forward. Cycles. Now's the time to allow yourself to enter into cycles that are beneficial for you. These cycles that are toxic, cycles that really just are yuck. Yeah, you got to make sure you don't participate in those anymore, because if you continue to participate in it, it's just going to be something that's eh, like that. You know what I'm saying? I have two situations at the moment. I don't know which relates to this, but the more relatable is someone physically near me. What? I'm sorry. So when someone is relatable for you personally, you tend to be physically closer. Is that what you mean? Um, I'm like trying to think. Well, when someone is, when someone resonates with me deeply, I have a tendency to, spend more time with them, but it has to be mutual. They have to resonate with me too. And when someone tries to force resonance upon me that I'm not ready or willing to accept, I tend to like recoil, like, ew, no. Hella OA. Ew. I just like, yeah, no, I'm really mm-mm. Mm-mm. But prosperity in reverse, whatever this is that's intensifying, if it's a negative thing, if it's a toxic thing, it's not going to be allowed to prosper. It's just not. Now is the time for you to really take the action to make it even harder for that type of caca to prosper. Now is the time. Now is the time. So when you put a lot of energy into blocking the toxicity from being able to affect your life, um, it's something that is an important investment, because yes, it's using up your energy, but that energy is not just being wasted. It's wasted if you continue to allow the toxicity to be there, and you're going to have to keep that plant is out of control. I'm sorry. That plant, this one is out of control. It's like harassing this plant. Leave it alone. What is wrong with you? Be nice. Be nice. Stop it. This plant was calling out to me. Like, help me. You're fine. You're going to be okay. You're fine. Plants communicate. I don't know if you know that. I didn't think they did, but they do. They do. So that one was tripping. This little guy right here. He's tripping because that one's out of control and it's like trying to touch everything. That was some plant drama right there. Like, what was that about? I've never heard this one make a peep ever. It's new. It's from Valentine's. I've never heard it made a sound. It's just like that's all I ever hear from it. And just now it's like, help, help. You're fine, bro. You're fine. You want to go to the peaceful side? You want to go to the Buddha side? Kuan Yin's a little bit vicious. Okay. We'll let Kuan Yin deal with that. You baby. You go over here. There. Oh, you don't want anything touching you? No, he doesn't want anything touching him. You're fine. You're seriously fine. Okay. So, manifestation in reverse. There's this ugly thing that's trying to be retracted, right? It's almost like this sense of, I don't know if is it like someone who did something horrible to you trying to make up for it, but in trying to make up for it, they're doing even more horrible stuff? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It feels yucky. It feels yucky. It's like this sense of someone or something is trying so hard, but the distortion is still there. It's almost like they're trying to figure out a way to get back in your good graces, but it's manipulative. It's disgusting. Is this like stalker trying to figure out a way to more efficiently stalk you? That's ugly. That's super ugly. Like a stalker is a stalker is a stalker. You know what will fix it? Go the F away. That's what will fix it. If you just disappear, go away. That's what will fix it. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. That's what fixes it. If you're a stalker, you go away permanently. Away. Continue to live somewhere else. That's what will fix it. So I think that's kind of like just being addressed right now. Like, there's probably going to be another very distorted, attempt. A very, very, very distorted attempt. Uh-huh. Lisa be knowing, I swear, girl. Oh. This is good too. Hashtag go away. I got clown energy from that statement. Only clowns would think the circus exists everywhere. I'm saying. Just because you got big ass shoes doesn't mean you have the big ass feet to fill it. Clown energy. And that's what that is. Clown energy. All right. Ooh, I like this. Okay. Show me more. Make me ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that one. Oh, y'all are being called out. I'm not claiming none of this now. I'm not claiming none of this now. So there's a lot of energies, right? There's a lot of energies wafting through this reading. And the plants are acting an effing fool. This is why I wear earmuffs all the time. This is why. All right. Be happy together. There. There. Okay. Killian and Sorsha, these two are tripping. They want to be together because I got them at the same time. They want to be together. Touch each other even more. There you go. Okay. Everyone just needs to be quiet now. My senses are very overloaded. Very overloaded. Because now they're all talking. Except that guy right there, he's just chillaxing. Y'all come up here, be with me. They're all talking. This is why I ignore much of them. I talk to them, but I don't let myself hear what they're saying unless they're thirsty or sick. Then I'm like, what's wrong? If you two let any more leaves die, you'll die for real. So you got to quit. The two of you got to quit. Or I'll take you back to the store. They'll throw you away, use you for compost, and reuse the soil. You want to keep living? Then choose to thrive. That's simple. So the pillar of what's happening right now, right? The pillar of what's happening right now is precariously perched on a lack of self-trust, a lack of self-love, and a lack of patience, right? Girl, I'm not joking, and yeah. I think I don't know I don't mince words with my babies. I will tell you what your causation is going to lead to. I will tell you exactly what effect your causation will lead to. Okay. Their other friend that used to be really tall and bushy that I got at the same time as them went into depression, lost pretty much all its leaves. It's a Hawaiian umbrella plant. And I had to have a very stern conversation with it the other day. Like, I'm not going to be your hostage. Listen, you lose anything else, all your leaves are pretty much gone. The internet says you can't survive. Now, I have another 60 days before I can return you to Home Depot where they will compost you and reuse your soil. I don't want you to die. If you want to keep this up, I will take you back and get myself a fluffy ass plant. So now its leaves are all like, oh. I'm like, that's right. See, I don't play this shit with you. I tried the soft talk for a couple weeks. You kept fucking leaving your leaves all over the floor. And now I'm going to just keep it real with you. That's what Home Depot does. How do I know this? Because I tried to rescue the dying plants when they were pulling them off the shelves. And I was like, oh, are you going to throw those away? And I was like, are they on clearance? Are you going to throw them away? Because I'll take the whole rack. And he was like, oh, no, we don't do that. The soil is too expensive to just be doing that. We just compost the dead plants and then we reuse the soil. And I was like, but that's not fully dead. He's like, yeah, they're cheap to grow. What the fudge? What the fudge? Baba, I'm trying. Baba, I'm trying so hard. I was like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, you like plants, huh? We gotta go. It was too much for me. I was like, oh, you don't even. Yeah. I'm about tough love sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta be tough. Sometimes it's what like really pushes the healing. Years ago, this was like 2009. So we had this bully pit and she got sick because they were doing aerial spraying of glyphosate. I didn't know it at the time. So she would go through these things where like she would have these episodes where all of her hair would fall off and she would look like a bald monkey. And then her hair would grow back and her skin was just so dry and itchy. It was so bad. And it was back and forth, back and forth. And then finally one day, while I was rubbing the homemade salve on her skin, like all over, I held her face in my hands. I was like, girl, we ain't got the budget for this. You're either going to fully die or you're going to get fully better. we can't keep playing this game of back and forth. You got to pick one. You got to pick one because we don't got a budget for this. And I promise you, all her hair grew back. All her hair grew back. And she never had an episode like that again. Not even joking. And we were looking each other in the eyes, and I told her that, like, we don't have the budget for this. Your medicines are expensive. All of these steroids and stuff we're putting you on is expensive. So you're either just going to completely let go, or you're going to hold on and pull with me into a space of healing. And she chose to heal. I'm not saying I wanted her to croak. I'm saying I had to be real with her. I had to let her know, like, girl, we not one of those families that can afford like $4,000 vet bill, because she was still like a half-grown puppy. She was maybe like a year or two old. So yeah, sometimes you just got to have that honest conversation and be like, this is what I want, but this is the reality of the situation. And you're going to have to make a sovereign decision. And I'm going to have to respect that decision. That's how I see life, So that's how I see life. You have to set boundaries, right? Boundaries, not just for other people, but also boundaries for your fear, boundaries for your insecurities, where you will not allow your fear and insecurities to infringe upon potentialities. Ooh, that right there. Have you ever considered about putting boundaries for your insecurities and your fear? Or do those are those like the joy of your mind? Because joy gets free range over the entire house. I've never had a pet be able to do that. There's always restrictions. If you can't go here, you can't go there. And this girl, she's just like, she can step all over your face. You can be on the couch and she'll use you as a springboard to launch herself somewhere else. So yeah, I mean, if your fear and your insecurity are allowed to be free range through your entire consciousness, now you know why you have so much struggle with maintaining all new potentialities. And yeah knows. I hope this is okay to share. Joy felt so entitled. She's like a little tyrant colonizer. She felt so entitled. I gave Anyaya some freaking expensive goat cheese. And she put it in her purse, and Joy went in her purse and just started eating goat cheese out of her purse. I was like, you little, because it was black truffle goat cheese. And she looked at us like, what? You're always yelling at me. Yeah, because you're always doing things, Miss Joy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Yaya always is like, oh, poor Joy. I'm like, no, not poor Joy. Poor Joy. I was like, no. Yeah. And now she stole your cheese. She stole it. Anyways, so when you set boundaries for your fear and your insecurities, what ends up happening is you exit out of this space that's kind of like a void. You've been existing in a space that's held you in a like an emptiness awareness, right? It's like feeling very, very, very empty, feeling like no matter how hard you try, the energy gets sucked out, gets sucked away, that there's no hope, that there's nothing better is coming your way because maybe you don't deserve better or something. No, that's void type thinking. That's an emptiness. You need to allow that to be filled. And I think what's happening is fate is stepping in. That emptiness that you didn't know what to do with, fate is stepping in, and it's allowing for things to kind of come to maturity, come to a ripening. You're going to be exiting out of the void and out of this paradox existence, right? let's define paradox. A seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or proposition that, when investigated or explained, may prove to be well-founded or true. So, a situation, person, or thing that combines contradictory features or qualities. So, you might be like, what is a paradox circumstance? Or mindset? Well, it's knowing you're powerful but thinking you're weak at the same time. It doesn't matter what you know. All that matters is what you think. According to human existence, human consciousness, what you think about yourself will always take center stage beyond what you know. That has a lot to do with allowing the insecurities and the fears to step forward, to run amok through your mind. I see this all the time in my different learning programs where people they can feel that they're powerful, but because they don't know how to harness it, they continue to regard themselves and live as though they're not powerful at all. No, you're powerful. You're powerful. And you have to allow yourself to embrace that, right? For much of my life, I've known I was powerful, but I didn't quite know how to quantify it because I didn't have the vernacular, right? I hadn't yet been exposed to quantum physics, unified field physics. I hadn't been exposed to Kalantic sciences. I hadn't been exposed to aura, spectra, bioregenesis sciences, and so I didn't have the words to encompass specific um, states of being, specific things, specific nouns and adjectives that were necessary. And because I didn't have that, and I'm very audio visual, I couldn't quantify it for myself. So I dismissed it as coincidence. I dismissed it as coincidence. It's not a coincidence. What I can do, what my students can do, and Sea Ocean Soul. I think Sea Ocean Soul, are you here? I want to say I saw you comment something earlier. Sea Ocean Soul, if you're here, comment, okay? I want to share something. But fate is stepping in, right? Fate is stepping in, and it's time to get wild. It is time to get wild. I love it. Get wild. I love being wild. Not that kind of wild. I mean, wild, like, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna take a nap when I want. I'm gonna do my hair how I want. Sea Ocean Soul, I received the most amazing email. And I just want to say, I am so proud of you. You did it. You did it. You did it. Um, not to put you on the spot, but to put you on the spot. If you feel comfortable sharing what I'm talking about, I would feel very, very honored for our community to be able to celebrate you right along with me. I would love them to join me in celebrating you and what you accomplished. He did. He emailed me. I haven't responded yet because I was trying to wrap my mind around it. Yeah. So if you want to share that, you definitely can. Okay. But you don't have to if you don't feel comfortable. I think it's something that you should definitely celebrate. I definitely think it's something you should celebrate. Happy birthday, Anna. Okay. So let's look at these cards. So the self-worth and the patience, those are what's going to be corrected. Because remember, with these cards, yeah, no, you could share it later in the sanctuary. With those cards, we're talking about how the patience is upside down, the self-worth is upside down. It's going to be corrected. With that correction, it leads to a cosmic connection developing, which then helps your sacred journey to move forward. Okay. So there's a lot of corrections happening. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a good thing. These corrections are a good thing. They're not simply, you wilding out. I think the reason the wilding out card comes out is because you've been so confined and so controlled that it becomes this thing of like, you got to just let your hair down and let your power kind of surge and flex a little. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's this sense of frustration building because you've been so confined. You've been so compliant in these spaces of being told who you are, how to act, what to look like. Right? For example, me being a 44-year-old woman, I should not have my hair in pigtails, wearing a hoodie, and I should be dressed in Anne Klein. Anne Klein, that's such a 40-something-year-old lovely wardrobe. It's lovely, but it screams of corporate. I'm not corporate. I'm not. I'm not corporate, and I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable. I'm down to earth. I'm real. Right? So it's this thing of, I don't have that type of frustration because I wear whatever the hell I want. I wear what I want. Yo, I'm about to start wearing. I can it is good stuff. Don't get me wrong. I knew you would take offense to that. She says Anne Klein stuff is good stuff though. It is. It is. It is good stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, do you wear that to sit in a room talking to yourself? Not really. Not really. I do have Anne Klein stuff, but there's a time and a space for that. And that's the thing, is that we have become so accustomed for other people to dictate to us what time and space you occupy. You know what I'm saying? She says, you can wear designer dresses and still be down. I know. For me, I can't. I can't be down because and this is just for me personally. This is just, I can't speak about anyone else, because and Yaya wears that stuff and she's down. She dresses very, very well. I've told her that many times. She dresses very well. She has that stuff. But for me, like, that puts me in a whole nother mindset, you know? That puts me in a whole nother mindset, because in the times where I wore those things, I existed as a Stepford soul, where everything had to be so carefully and meticulously um, curated, for lack of a better word. So for me, it triggers some of the really bad parts of when I was the most controlled by others. You know what I mean? So it really is where your mindset is at. If those are things that make you feel very good, which they should, they're really well made clothes. They are. And Klein, they're really well made clothes. Very nice design, very clean. I like it. Just not on me though. Oh, Gucci. What? Sorry. What? Continuum by Vault. What you got, boo? What you got? Show me. Show me. Full of character, yet no, we don't do Mickey Mouse. Nope, we don't do Mickey Mouse. It says envisioning a continuous cycle of creativity, the initiative turns to Gucci's recent past, putting unused fabrics and accessories on a future path forged by Vault and a special selection of brands. What you got, boo? Don't hold out. Don't hold out. Gucci be teasing me all the time, like, stop it. You know I don't wear you. That's what I get for getting. Oh, that's cute though. That's cute. I'd wear that. I would I would do that. I would. I would. Okay. I wouldn't do that. Those are cute. Okay. I would do that hat. I would. I would. I would do those pants and that skirt. You know, I think what happens is that for many of us, we don't realize how the way we adorn our body, it's what really cultivates the way we see ourselves. Right? So I've never oh, you want to girl, go to Gucci.com. It's because I got my niece something from Gucci before and for her baptism. And so now Gucci sends me all these emails regularly. If I would just conform and purchase. Sorry, but no. Look, they even waving at me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Like, come on, girl. Come on in. Purchase. Stop it, Gucci. Stop it. So, I'm sorry. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me or my community? Or are you having a full-on conversation with yourself? Who are you addressing? Who are you addressing like that? And yeah, is Baba watching? Baba, you might want to turn off or mute the screen real quick because this got to be addressed. Who are you addressing, me or my community? Because both those answers are going to get you real messed up real quick. Your ear's about to hear a whole mouthful from me. Don't you dare be disrespectful, not to me and definitely not to my community. I want to know who you're addressing. And now I will retract my emotions and what I just said. If I missed some other comment that you had and you're just continuing your thought process, you're not addressing anyone, I will retract what I'm feeling right now. But you got to clarify. You got to clarify. Because let me tell you, just because I'm behaving myself does not mean I will allow myself or my community to be disrespected bluntly like that. At least put LOL at the end. Because I promise you, you see a whole nother mama bear side of me. And no, I don't want to see this. I want to know who you're addressing. Now, people are not going to dictate to me whether I'm going to revert back to a place of misbehaving myself, but I will correct erroneous behavior. This is a sacred space and I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not tolerate disrespect. Let's keep that real fresh, real funky. Okay? And I don't care if it's addressed to me or a member of my community. We not cool like that. I'll tell you that much. We are not cool like that. We are not cool like that. Y'all, I can make people feel very, very comfortable in my space, but always remember there's a minimum level of respect that is expected if you're going to continue to be welcome here. Not cool. Not cool. As someone who's been made to shut up my entire life, I take massive offense to that. Massive offense. Let me get myself back together. People be getting too comfortable for real. You see, it's my messing around and my not focusing that makes you feel like you that comfortable with me. That's why you feel so comfortable with me. I'm not at your level, bro. Just because you think you can relate to me, don't get so comfy that you could be flat out with your disrespect. And then try and correct it with, you're my heart. No, I asked you a question that you don't want to answer. So clearly you were speaking to me or a member of my community. Both? No. Mods, ban that person. I'm good. You only get to disrespect me and my community one time like that. Then you know your place. Not welcome here. Gratitude in reverse. Some people, some people, they will not be able to, they'll not be able to have the gratitude for the gravity of you. No loss to you. It's no loss to you. Because the amount of effort that you have to put into trying to convince someone you have a value that is intrinsically yours. I mean, why would you need to do that? Right? Why would you need to do that? Why would you need to waste so much time, so much effort trying to convince someone of a reality that you have a worth? You deserve a minimum level of respect, right? Right? Minimum level. And it's this thing of also knowing that in that moment, you're being gifted an opportunity to first correct the erroneous behavior, and secondly, assert your dominance and your growth by not allowing yourself to backslide too much. Right? Yeah, hell yeah, that needed to be addressed. But I didn't need to fully immerse myself in my old ways of being. There might be times in future moments where I will need to. That's not right now. I'm going to have gratitude for the ways in which I've chosen to grow, right? So that gratitude goes both ways. It goes in the way of external as well as internal. Same thing with a lack of gratitude, lack of acknowledgement. Emotions, allowing yourself to be fully present in whatever emotion your environment has triggered within you, but being in control of that, how that emotion is put into action, how it's expressed, right? It's definitely something that, I mean, you guys just witnessed that. You guys just witnessed that. It's definitely something that's going to be for those who have had struggles, issues with trying to be centered in their truth and what they deserve. That's definitely going to be something that's going to come up. It's going to pop up quite a bit, over the next couple weeks. A lot of what's going to happen is testing of the things that you think you've learned. If you've learned it, you're going to be tested to see how much you've mastered it. If you haven't mastered it, then there's a little bit more that needs to be learned so that you can reach a point where when you implement what you've learned, you can actually have very beneficial effects, very, very beneficial effects. Um, let's see. Dispel darkness. See, the dark side of some connections, some environments, is that people will act as though they are innocent, right? Sometimes people will act as though they are innocent in what they are doing. Now, here's the thing. Michael is asking me to bring this up. So the way that I was addressed, or someone in our community, I don't know, because they never clarified, but that comment of shut up and focus, there's no love in that. There's absolutely no love in that. There is self-hatred in that. There is condescending, condemnation, all these like really negative, very dense, low type um, thought forms. And for them, who are that person to go ahead and the next comment, you're my heart. Okay. Do I still need to be angry? Because that explains it all. That's how you treat yourself. Honey, I'm not you. You can't treat me the way you treat yourself. You can hate yourself. You can disrespect yourself, but you ain't going to do it to me because that's not how I treat myself no more. So now it comes to this point of, did that happen so that I could see a reflection, an externalized projection of a circumstance that once existed within me? Was that an invitation for me to return back there? Absolutely, that was an invitation for me to return back there. But I took that as a major opportunity to choose not to be there, right? Major, major opportunity to not return back to a space where I don't love myself to the degree that I deserve, right? Exactly, Joanne. Exactly. I sense that too, though they said they got good energy. And yet, you can say all the things you want to say, but what you say is not always in alignment and a reflection, a verbalization of the reality, right? So, this is about an invitation from your soul. Thank you for that comment, by the way. This is an invitation from your soul to make your words a reiteration of the reality that you live. That's a very powerful thing to be able to do for yourself. For me, my personal stance is my words will always and should always, or should always and will always be nothing more than a reiteration of what my actions show. Always, only ever a reiteration. For those of you who have witnessed me for any length of time, you have a pretty good idea of my character, my integrity, and my words always match up with my behaviors. It always matches up, right? It always matches up. Ooh, goddess code. There's like so many of us that have received that type of clamping down, constriction of the throat, right? Oh, I'm sorry. And it's been this thing of like, how long have you worked on that? Ooh, this is a good quote. This is a really good quote. I can't believe what you say because I see what you do. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Woo. See people, see the wholeness of them before you ever take in any of their words. Just allow yourself to see with clarity who stands before you, what stands before you. Do the words match up with the actions? This is a major opportunity for you to clear out the most toxic parts. The most toxic parts of your life are often interwoven into the healthiest. Yep. When that happens, you'll begin to struggle to receive. You'll begin to close down. You'll begin to shut down. Michael says to further explain, as someone who has shut myself up for so long, for so many years, much of my life, literally, I would say about 7 or 8 tenths of my life, I have shut myself up. I have done what people demanded of me because I didn't want problems. I wanted to maintain peace that doesn't even exist unless I offer myself as a sacrifice, to the degree that it manifested as a physiological disease. My thyroid no longer functions in the way it's meant to accommodate people like that. People like that who, no matter how much you give, it's not enough. Y'all know today's my day off, but it's not going to be a day off. Why? First, I'm live streaming right now. Second, I'm going to go spend time with the Soul Sanctuary community. Third, I'm going to look for other organizations to volunteer more of my days off at so that I can begin to support other organizations and learn from them while I continue to grow my own. Even on a day that is sectioned off on my calendar as a day for me, no. I'm not complaining. I love my job. I love my life. I love my community. But when people are going to come on here and make demands of me on a day where I'm already giving, and just because I don't announce it that I'm giving, I shouldn't have to announce that. I shouldn't have to announce like, hey, I'm taking time away from my schedule to do this for you. No, because that's not how I see it. I don't reflect that heart. No, I'm not your heart. If I give because I feel that's what I should do. No, I don't point out like, hey, this is really inconvenient. I could be sleeping in right now. I could be this right now. I could be, no, I do it because it's my right. It feels right. It's my right to decide what to do with my time. And this feels right. So I don't have to point it out because why? To make you feel bad? No, you don't need to feel bad. We're here to celebrate each other, except not toxic people like that. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's welcome here. But if you want to be a toxic hoe bag, through your behavior, then you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. Nope. This is my sacred space. You got to go. I don't tolerate any of that. Not when it's directed to my community, not when it's directed to myself. Hell no. No. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Nope. So you have to be very unapologetic in the ways you reclaim your time, your energy, your space. Exactly, Anna. I didn't even get a chance to sing you happy birthday. All I said was happy birthday. Y'all, let's get ready. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday, Anna. So don't block your receiving. Don't allow your receiving to be blocked. Allow yourself to speak your truth. Allow yourself to be very, very clear in your throat chakra. Do you know how often, especially women, are told to shut up? Are made to feel that you cannot speak? And you think it's no correlation that it's primarily women who develop thyroid disorders? If you have a thyroid disorder, if your thyroid does not properly function, is it difficult for you to speak up? Do you keep your mouth shut for a lot because, just whenever you say something, people take it the wrong way, people get angry with you, people this, people that? I mean, and what is it that you're saying? What is it that you're doing that is so horrible? And I'm very simple-minded in this regard because last I checked, it's no secret that I have ADHD. It's no secret. Last I checked, I'm distracted in every video. And last I checked, even though all my distractions occur, those distractions often lead to the most profound revelations, you know? So, what am I trying to say right now? Speak up. Speak up. Even if it's nonsensical, speak up. Speak up. Speak your truth. Speak whatever you need to speak. Speak whatever you want to speak. If people don't want to listen, that's okay. They're not there to hear you, anyways. So, who cares if they're not listening? Right? Not everyone has to agree with you. Not everyone has to value what you have to say. Only you need to. Only you need to. Only you need to know your value. Only you need to know your truth. Only you need to validate yourself. Don't get me wrong. It's nice when other people can validate you. It's very, very nice. I mean, it was through all of your validation um, of me being who I am that I began to be able to be actually who I am. I didn't have a thyroid issue until I started live streaming. Yeah. It developed after the first round of cyberbullying because I couldn't say what I wanted to say, which was F all of you beesies, right? And that's how I learned. I will never return back to that space where someone will dictate to me how to speak, what to speak, when to speak, how to force my brain into a space it does not belong in. This is a powerful moment, not just for me, but for our entire community. Ooh, for the first time in a long time, you feel this. Ooh, keep rabbits and squirrels out of the garden. That's right. That's right. We got to keep the squirrels and the rabbits out of the garden, these opportunistic little critters that are only harmless when they're kept out of your veggie patch, right? This too. But, Hannah says, I'm sure it didn't help. You can't talk about a lot of things without getting shadow banned. I'm severely shadow banned right now. But it was before I was even bringing up those topics. I was still playing by the social media rules. I know for a fact my thyroid condition developed and accelerated its worsening because of cyberbullying. Because I had it in my mind where if I just stay quiet, I ignore it long enough, they'll stop, they'll find someone else to bully, and they didn't. It wasn't until I bit back that they finally stopped. It was only after I bit back. And even my bite back was a very choking of my throat and my truth. Even that. So, definitely caused a lot of thyroid issues, you know? Yeah. So, renewal, allowing yourself to be renewed, right? Allowing yourself to be renewed through the processes that you're going through. Um, I think for many of us, we go through these very intense processes that are inviting us to rise to higher levels of awareness of ourselves, our capability, the ways in which we are co signing poor treatment of us. Um, if you choose not to rise up to that, it's going to be very hard to renew you because what's going to happen is as you rise higher, you'll be able to be emptied out. And when you're refilled, because you're emptied out, natural process, you won't have all of that toxicity still in your cup. So think of it in this way. You have a cup with holes at the bottom that's inside another cup. So it's nested in another cup. You lift up the cup that's nested, it has holes. So the higher it goes, the more the liquid drops out the bottom. You're being emptied of the toxicity. And because now the cup is empty, you can put other things into that cup, things that are more solid, more tangible for you in your life, you know? So that's how I see it. Definitely speaking up and renewal go hand in hand. Because if you don't speak up and you simply get, uh, refilled, you're still going to have all that toxicity. And so all it's doing is diluting the toxicity. It's not replacing it, right? If you were to put bleach in a glass cup and you pour out half the bleach and you add water, is that okay? No. You're going to have to completely empty the cup, rinse it out, hopefully soap it, and then you could put water in it, right? Then you could put water in it. Then it's okay. It'll be okay to use that. Um, I think a lot of the processes that are going to challenge you are going to force you into a space of rejecting your awareness journey, this expansion of your awareness of where you're at within yourself, where you're at within your life, and allowing yourself to really, really, really let go of the things that have hurt you in the past. Ooh, significant change you don't expect. Pointing you in the right direction. That's awesome. So right now we're being pointed in the right direction. It's up to us if we want to hear what the direction is or if we don't, right? It's up to us. And whatever you decide is what you're going to live through. So if you decide to um, be more peaceful, more compliant, then, that false peace comes at the cost of your internal circumstance. I don't think people realize that. So, not to make any accusations, but this is an observation. Selena Gomez didn't develop lupus until after she was well into her relationship with Mr. Bieber, right? There's plenty of scientific evidence that is hypothesizing that lupus, especially in women, more women are affected than men, is a autoimmune condition that's a direct result of extreme maltreatment. Yeah. Yep. So I remember being in 8th grade and I had a butterfly rash on my face. I didn't feel good in school that day. Couldn't move. My joints hurt so bad. My whole body hurt. And I remember my teacher seeing me with my head on my desk, and she's like, "You need to go home. Your parents need to be called. You need to go home. You need to go be checked by the doctor." And so my father picked me up from school, and he took me home. And my mother is a registered nurse. She took one look at my face, and she's like, "She needs to go to the doctor." So my dad took me to the doctor. The doctor took one look at my face and her face got very concerned. She said she'd be right back. She went and got a medical book, began looking at certain things, asking me about my symptoms. And then she looked at my father and she said, "Of course, we would need more testing, but I believe your daughter has lupus." Yeah. You guys have heard me talk about my father before. You know what he did? He got angry and he told the doctor she was incompetent and that she needed her license revoked and that there was nothing wrong with me. And he took me home, told me to go take a nap. Yeah. When you are in an environment for prolonged periods that cause you to blame yourself and hate yourself for not being more of what other people tell you to be, that does some things to your body. That does some pretty serious things to your body. If it's intense enough, if you're a projector, if you're a manifester, if you're a generator, if you're someone who has a very pronounced energetic ability, whether you recognize it or not, that goes into your cells. It becomes an autoimmune condition. Modern science, allopathic medicine, has not yet recognized what causes autoimmune conditions. It's the body attacking itself. The immune system is malfunctioning. It's not. It's doing what your brain is telling it to do. Your brain is designed to be an organ that repatterns standing scalar waves. Your brain is a reprogrammer. What you think is what you will experience. It will be your reality. I used to have many, many symptoms of lupus. Many symptoms. I shifted my reality. I don't have those symptoms anymore. Why? Am I in remission? Am I cured? None of that is my concern at this point. My concern is not returning to the mindset that allowed for the creation of that circumstance to live within my temple. When you allow yourself to see exactly how you are affected, your body will tell you exactly how you are affected. It will tell you. You then are given a gift, a tremendous gift, a gift to choose to no longer participate in cycles you were unaware you were participating in. Your body tells you everything. It stores all the trauma. It stores everything, every memory from your entire life, whether you can consciously recall it or not, it stores it. So someone was just asking, why wouldn't your dad take you to another doctor to get further testing to rule it out? Because he couldn't tolerate the idea of having a broken daughter. In the car ride home, he was offended. He was going off in the car because President Ferdinand Marcos of the Philippines died of lupus. And he didn't want to believe that his genetics would contribute to a subpar child. Mm-hmm. So, am I going to be a byproduct of that? No, I'm going to be empowered by it. I was speaking to someone yesterday about trauma-induced secretion and the effects that it has. When you're a neurodivergent and you live a life of trauma, that trauma serves a purpose. Every time you experience trauma, and I'm not saying look for trauma, I'm saying this might help you understand why you've lived such a traumatic life. Every time you experience trauma, another cycle of trauma-induced accretion occurs. You surge energy and it dilates all your pathways, preparing you for etheric as well as physical war. With those pathways being consistently dilated through your childhood, young adulthood, up all the way up till now, once you learn which pathways to access and what is at the end of those pathways, you are now positioned to be able to retrieve all of your power. Why do you think I have access to so much of my personal ability? Because of the sheer volume of trauma I've experienced in life. I'm not proud of my trauma, but I'm no longer ashamed of it either. Let that sink in. It is what it is, and it had its effect on me, and I empowered myself through that. The trauma didn't empower me. It was a choice I made to become empowered by it. I will never have gratitude for the people who tapped into their capacity and willingness to traumatize me. They don't deserve my gratitude. They were the tools by which my soul allowed me to cultivate myself. I deserve all the credit for the ways I healed myself beyond the trauma forced upon me by someone else. It's up to you how you will take what life gives you. It is up to you. I hope you choose to allow it to heal you. I hope you choose to allow it to be the very thing that helps you to transcend the limitations that you lived in when you had no power to rise above it. So, am I still angry and bitter about what? If I want to be angry about childhood stuff, I absolutely have a right to. If I choose not to be angry, I absolutely have a right to. Depends on what day you're asking me. Today, no, I don't have anger. The other day, though, I was pretty upset. I was pretty upset. There were a few things that got re-triggered due to a conversation. And it was intense. It was intense. Intense in a good way. Helped me to realize exactly how much I've grown. Sometimes you got to be re-triggered in order to understand, to reassess how much you've grown. It's very easy to diminish the amount of effort, the amount of progress you've made. It's very easy because it's your norm, right? It's your norm. This is my norm. When people ask me, like, how did you become so strong? I'm like, strong? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean strong? This is my norm. I never had any option to be anything than who I am. And if other people see it as strong, I would say, I hope you're grateful for the blessings that have allowed you to have the options to not be forced to be strong. Sometimes we need to hear that because we don't realize that, wow, there are people who exist who didn't have an option. They didn't have someone to turn to. But I did. It was a not so savory circumstance. It wasn't the best, but maybe I'm not traumatized. Maybe I'm just seeing it from a limited perspective. And it's not like your experience is invalidated because someone else has it worse than you. No, it's about recalibrating the way you see yourself in your life. Of course, if you've never, I use my children as an example. Okay. I forgot what the heck we were watching, but uh the dad didn't listen to the kids. My youngest, oh my gosh. My youngest was like, oh my God, did you see that? He was like, what? To me, it was no big deal. He's like, the dad doesn't even listen to what the kids are saying. Like the kids are still talking and he's just ignoring them. To him, it was a huge deal. It was a big deal. Because my children will never know what it feels like to have someone that's less than a man be their father. And that's important. People can say my children are sheltered, but they're just well loved. They're protected. And they will never experience in their childhood what so many other kids have to experience and think is normal. They will never experience that. So it's this thing of you can't truly see the full gravity of the life you're living until you see the opposite of where you're positioned, what you've experienced. Right? You can't quite understand. You can't. So sometimes life will put you in situations that will give you an idea of the opposing positioning, the opposing polarity of what you know. And it's okay. It's okay. If you choose to allow yourself to make the decisions and take the actions that take you to the places you crave to be, you will be there. Everything that I didn't have as a child, my children have. I had a lot of material things. Had a lot of material things. But I didn't have the things that I feel in my heart were the most important. And so that's what I gave to my kids. And then I realized I cannot overcompensate for my own insecurities, my own deficiencies from childhood. I cannot transpose that onto them. And so I learned to find a middle ground where I'm no longer going to be a helicopter parent. I'm going to, you know what? Have you thought about the potential outcome of what you're going to decide? At the end of the day, you're going to decide. But have you considered all of the different components that go into this? Because that's important. At the end of the day, you're going to decide, but these components, and I'll list them out for my kids. Have you considered that? Right? Ooh. Consistency is underrated. I say that from the perspective of someone who had a parent who was consistent at being unpredictable. Oh, I felt that. The only thing that was guaranteed is the unpredictability. That's why I'm so highly intuitive. Yeah, empathy is developed through trauma response. Have you ever noticed how empathic I am to where I can hear other people's thoughts? That's a survival skill. You begin to learn through body posturing. You begin to learn just in the way someone breathes, how loud, how softly, if they're holding their breath. You begin to learn how to read the energy of a room all the way from across the house. I mean, one of the things that I'm most grateful for is I learned how to fight back. I learned how to fight back because someone as sensitive as me would be very easy to fracture me. And I guess because of the fact that I was immersed in such an intense, especially the verbal aspects of it, such an intensely negative, toxic space, there's not much that people can say to hurt my feelings. Not much. You're going to have to try harder. I've had people try and get a reaction out of me in the comments a few years back. I wasn't even offended. I was actually joking with my husband about this the other day. I was cracking up because I remembered how someone had come on the live stream. And at the time, I think I want to say that I was like 40, maybe 39, 40, something like that. And someone came on the live stream and was like, because I don't wear a wedding ring. Sometimes, depending on my frequency, my body will reject metal. And so hadn't worn a wedding ring in quite some time. And this person comes on and is like, Emmy, what are you doing with your life? And, I don't show my kids. There's no posts of my kids or anything like that. And they're like, you're pushing 30. You're getting too old. You need to start considering popping out some kids and getting married. Like, what are you doing with your life live streaming? Someone put that in the comments. And oh my gosh, everyone in the comments was in an uproar, like, what the F are you talking about? And this and that. And I was like, wait. How old do you think I am? And everyone's like, "What?" And I was like, "You think I'm pushing 30? What? How old do you think I am?" Because I think I was 40 when they said that. And mind you, I have a lot of kids. I have a lot of children. Not adopted children, like they all were birthed. They traversed my vaginal canal. And I've been with my husband for 24 years. And this person's like, oh, they totally saw me as like this single hot young thing. What? That's how I took it. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's so disrespectful. She's married. She has kids. Y'all stop. They're trying to pay me a compliment. So how old do you think I am? Give me a number. And the person was like, you're crazy. I'm serious. Give me a number. You think I'm in my 20s? Do you think I'm in my 20s? What? Stop. Yeah, no, it takes a lot because, yeah. And maybe think about this. Maybe that's why you went through the things you went through as a child, as part of your preparation for whatever it is you're going to be doing in this life. Oh, hey. Listening to you and also listening to my niece baking cookies and singing La Bamba in the kitchen. Para bailar la bamba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita yariba yariba. That's my fucking jam. Oh, that's my fluffing jam. Yo no soy marinero. Yo no soy marinero. Soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Ba, ba, bum, ba. I'm saying, don't get me started with La Bamba. Yo no soy marinero. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. That's worth hurting my thyroid for. It's worth it. It's got to be sang with some soul. Okay. Card number 21, Sacred Phoenix Heart. Under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens. In total faith, Love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I've traveled it many times. Ooh, ooh. Okay, you guys, my husband just texted me. Daddy says this live stream is an emotional roller coaster ride. Absolutely. Keep your arms and legs inside your vehicle at all times. Please. Please buckle yourself. Pull down the safety bar and push it until it clicks. How I adore your defiant, rebellious heart. It knows what for the mind is at. It knows that for. How I adore your defiant, rebellious heart. It knows that what for the mind is an end is for the heart simply another match to ignite the sacred flames. It eats of love until it's filled and then becomes hungry again and eats some more. And again, it eats of love until it's so full, it must simply explode into a sacred fire of passion. It bursts, incapable of sustaining old consciousness in the expanse of blessings unlimited, lavished upon it through the great beloved's affection. It would be like attempting to fit an ocean in a teacup. So it does not. It bursts forth like a dying star into spectacular radiance, only to be reborn again, new and hungry for the next feeding frenzy in love's great banquet. How I adore your defiant, spectacular heart. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge, from any cause. It cannot. It is just love's way. Love says to us, there's always another way. You are receiving this guidance now. Like, I can't emphasize enough. There is always another way. No matter how stuck you think you are, no matter how stuck you feel, there is always another way. And if you seek out that other way, you know what happens? You get through to the other side. Perhaps you're scratching your head quizzically or are in deepest despair because you appear to have met a dead end, a frowning no or a dismissive laugh upon your quest to bring love alive. So then, do you choose to believe in love or in the death of sorts of your heart, death of sorts your heart faces? Your heart shall rally. I choose death because that's a portal to new life, and so it is wise, you see, but you must be brave. To be burned in love, by love, for love will involve endurance of pain, but it will also place it in context. It is the shorter pain that is not compounded by erroneous thinking. Life will always have some type of pain. It just will. It will always have some type of pain. Pain is the greatest teacher you will ever encounter in this life. The greater the pain, the greater the lesson, the more profound and permanent the learning. When you listen to the heart communicating the will of the soul, that is the lesser pain, the shorter pain. It is a shorter pain that's not compounded by erroneous thinking. That pain comes and goes quite quickly when you realize that love is simply, playfully smacking your wrist and saying, "Not that way, beloved. There are great pitfalls on that path. Come take this one, or there shall be wine and dancing." So you're guided to accept the closed doors, the death, the pain, and to let it become tinder for your fire. Cry whatever tears need to be cried so your tinder can be dry and ready to create the sparks your heart needs. That sacred phoenix, ready to die into life within you, is hungry for the fire. Let it feast so it can fulfill its potential, its divine destiny, and become born again into new form, more divinely aligned and alive than ever before. This oracle comes with a message for you. You may feel as though you've been wandering in a desert for many years with no oasis in sight. You might have been through darkness, through trials, endured confusion and uncertainty as you sought for your truth, sought divine revelation, and sought your purpose to confirm your plans. Seek no more. The answers are now given, or very soon will be. And the life, the passion, the purpose, it will all come to you in clarity. Does life need to be grasped for? It is bestowed according to grace and destiny. It need not be sought so much as received. The spiritual destiny that calls your soul, while even while you may feel your bodily ears are deaf to the call, makes your heart leap. It is as though hearing the beloved's voice and stirring an ancient memory of love so powerful moves you, even without you necessarily understanding how or why. So let the life come to you. Be prepared to let the old version of your life pass away into the new life now being born. What does this mean? It means letting go of your striving, your opinions, your doubts, your despair, and your fears. Life wants to happen through you, blazing angel. You don't have to do much other than get out of your own way. Love is your nature. Let it flourish, and life shall unfold accordingly. And it's important to note that love is not this placemat, doormat. It's not any of that. Love is not single faceted. It's a multifaceted, omnipotent thing. What does that mean? How far would you go for love? There's a lot I would do for the people I love. And if I love you enough, there is no limit to what I would suffer for you. Willingly, happily, no hesitation. But I have to love you to that degree to be willing to. What would you do for love? Real love, healthy love. Not that I own you because someone told me in a reading that you belong to me type of love. What would you do for the people you really, truly love? For parents who genuinely, truly, and deeply love their children, how far would you go? To protect your child, to encourage your child, how far would you go? For those who very deeply love their parent, have a very amazing, beautiful relationship with your parent. You love them so deeply. And for those who just love their parent, even though there were things that happened that upset you, how far would you go for your parent? And then all the other relationships that arise from a space of love, how far would you go for them? Right? Love is your nature. Let it flourish, and life shall unfold accordingly. This oracle brings a particular message regarding divine timing, that oh so significant factor in our dreams coming to life. Your time is fast approaching. It may even be now. It may seem least likely to you. There may be great darkness or confusion, and yet the unveiling of the new dawn is closest to the deepest darkness of night. Do not turn back or away from your progress. Your very next step shall be upon hallowed ground, rendered golden by the rays of the rising sun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mm. Card number 21, 21 being 3 cycles of completion. 2 plus 1 is 3, being a solid foundation from which to rise. 3 cycles of completion. That's an elevation. Whatever you suffered through, it's done. It is just taking time to filter through the density of creation. It's done. Whatever it is, it's done. It's time for you to allow the rise. It's time for you to allow the renewal, replenishment, rejuvenation, the bioregenesis. It's time to allow the healing. You know what? Aside from all the other things I have going on, I'm going to go ahead and make available a meditative event. This meditative event is going to help with emotional and physical pain. I've done this once before, and I definitely want to do that again for our community. It's going to be a private event, and I'll be completely transparent with why it has to be a private event. I don't want to share this meditation. It's profound. I don't want to share it with any of my stalkers or the people who have tried to harm me in the past. I don't want to have to feel like, oh God, there's this disgusting ass energy again. No, I want to be able to focus directly on what we're doing and creating together. So that meditation is going to be something where it's going to be on my private servers, not publicly accessible. It's going to be something where not only am I doing non-specific induction work where it's the entire group, I'll also once again make available the opportunity to be part of an enhanced second exclusive event. You liked it, Catherine? Did it help you with a lot of your, I know you've had a lot of different complex situations. Did it help with that, with the pain and things like that? But the second event, I'll be working on each person. It will be very like calibrated to each person who is choosing for the enhanced option. I'll make that available today, but I feel like we can all make it through this transitionary period into a higher level of self-love, a higher level of manifestation. But we need a little bit of help. I think for many of us, we've been hurting for so long, so silently. What comes to mind is the whole thing that happened at the beginning of this live, where, so many of us are told to be quiet. We're not allowed to express the pain that we're in. And then it starts to enter into the density of flesh. And then we become more quiet. We become more shut down. It's just one of those things. It's always something that's very, very heavy in my mind and my heart. Like, what else can I do for our community that will help to really support you as you go through these silent processes that you're in, that will give you the tools, at least some reprieve, right? Respite from the pain, the heaviness, the density. I'll make that available today. I will. And then, so that's going to be a private event. I believe. Give me 1 second. I believe I'm doing an auction for crystals tonight. Girl, you've been saying that for like 2 months, 3 months. I will. I'll make the listing as soon as this live stream is done. I'm going live this evening to go ahead and auction my crystals. They're still here beside me. I'm sorry, you guys. I will make the listing. Oh, thank you, Gaia. Yeah, this live stream was definitely an emotional roller coaster. It's time to go. If you guys want to continue the conversation over in the soulsanctuary.love, I'm going to be going live over there shortly. If you're not already a member of the soulsanctuary.love, that's our private ministry area. That's where our community members go. And we have exclusive chats. We have all these different things that we do there, different types of meditative events, all of that. And it's over there. If you want to join, go to soulsanctuary.love and you can find it there. Aside from that, I got to get going. I better eat because this whole live stream was intense, intense. Maybe I need to take a nap rather than eat. I love you guys. And thank you so much for all of your support, for your presence. You guys have no idea the effects that you have on me, the beneficial healing effects. And I have gratitude for all of you. So much gratitude. You guys are like, you have no idea. No idea. But I hope you at least feel how grateful I am for you. So I'll see you guys over at the Soul Sanctuary if you want to be part of it. Good day. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your day. Bye. Oh, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.